Hi there, Rick here. Um, I was reading my MSN app, money app this morning. Um, just an article on Robert uh, Kiyosaki. Okay, I follow him a bit on YouTube. So he's just saying here that he cringes at paying $14 for a sandwich. Okay, he warns of a major stock market crash, and he says, "Here's what you can do." Okay. So that's him right there. Let's see, I'll scroll down. Okay, that's Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, he's authored quite a few numerous books. He's good friends with Donald Trump. Okay, it's worth about $100 million. Yeah, that much money. Okay, um, you have to remember early on in his life he didn't even have that much money, and then look at where he is now, right? It's quite a smart man, right? So um, he felt that $14 for an egg sandwich was quite expensive. Okay, um, all it is what, two pieces of bread, maybe uh, two eggs and some mayo, salt, pepper, you know, um, a little bit of lettuce in there, maybe, right? And that's it. Okay, paid $14 for that. Um, I was in a convenience store a little while ago, and I was looking at this some O. Henry chocolate bars. Okay, $4, $4 each for O. Henry chocolate bars. Isn't that amazing? Um, I remember when um, I was a teenager. Okay, that was quite a while ago. Okay, they were like 40 to 50 cents each. Okay. Um, when I was at Home Depot, maybe about a week ago, okay, I bought four lag bolts, about 3 inches long, with four nuts and four washers. Came to $7 with the tax. Um, so, I was, pretty shocked, because you have to remember, I think 10 years ago, I probably could have got it for maybe about $2, right? But there's been a massive amount of inflation, um, just moving out throughout the entire city, right? Um, about 3 weeks ago, there was this donut place, okay, in my neighborhood. I went in there. It was a new business, okay. Got one donut, okay, $3. Yeah, just for a normal glazed donut, okay. Um, when I was at the Johan Center, this mall that I usually go to, in the food court. Okay, I had uh, I had oh, I was just roaming through the mall area, right? And there was a bakery inside there. Okay, just looking at their croissants. Okay, um, $4.95 each. Okay. I think the more fancier ones, maybe with some chocolate on it, um, or it was I think about $5.45, so over $5 for a croissant. And I noticed, okay, they had some you know uh, donuts with some you know colorful type of sugar on it. Okay, um, about $3. I think it was like $2.95. Okay, so yeah, it's not uncommon. If you go into a mall, um, you know, just to get one croissant, $5. Yeah, that much money. Okay, I remember seeing that bakery before. Um, I don't know if it changed hands. Um, with a new odor, okay? But they were selling, scones, okay? I think these were just regular scones, okay? $1 each, okay? 12 scones, $12. Yeah, so, just, quite amazing that, it'd be that much money, okay? Because you have to remember, I think, 5 years ago, it was, I don't think it was that much, okay? Um, I would be even surprised that, those croissants were, half that price, 250 for one, not $5 for one. They're a little bit bigger than your average, was it croissant? But you have to remember, what is it? It's just, you know, uh, flour and water, right? Sure, they maybe have brushed it with a little bit of butter to make it brown a little bit on top, but should a scone really cost like $5? No, sorry. A croissant, should it really cost $5, right? You buy two croissants, $10 right there. Okay. Remember too, if you went to Costco and bought, a small little package of it, I think, for about $8-9, you would get about, I think about 9 or 10. Yeah, that many. Okay. So I was gonna say, maybe don't even, bake it at your baker establishment. Just buy it at Costco wholesale, and then just display it in your store, or maybe even, put some sugar coating on it or some chocolate on it, right? Save you the time of, having to mix it in the mixer and, and then to bake it, right? It would be a lot more feasible just to, buy at Costco wholesale and just, display it in your bakery. So, yeah, there's inflation has really gone up. I do notice a lot of things that, it didn't go up like 10 cents or 20 cents. It literally went up $1, which is quite a substantial jump, okay? These are items that are under $10, where I see, it going up as much as $1, okay? And I think it's affecting a lot of people in the city, okay? Because it's eating up a lot of people's disposable income, right? They're not going to, maybe go on vacation, or they maybe not going to, spend like they used to, okay? But I just feel it's not just, here in Vancouver. It's right around the entire world, okay? Because remember, I made another video talking about how Japan, rice has doubled for them, okay? And there's the article was, a lot of Japanese can't afford rice, okay? I believe it, okay? Just because, if rice doubles, right? Yeah, people have other expenses too. When they pay for their other expenses, they don't have enough money for rice. Almost like what happened to Air Canada. After the stewardess, after they pay all their expenses, they don't have money left for food. That's why Air Canada, they set up a food bank for their workers, because they're coming to work hungry. They get to work, and Air Canada is supplying them with, some food to eat, because yeah, they're hungry. And when you're hungry, um you can't do your job that well, right? um because you're hungry, you know. um I heard that the students make about $1,900 a month, but by the time they pay for um their living expenses, right, some other bills that they have, there's nothing left. So I also feel that people are not um traveling as much too. Okay.